Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by for another video. I do appreciate that. So, we're over here talking about Jose again, only because, you know, this hurricane, this storm has been, confusing in a lot of ways. Its path's been confusing, so it's literally every day it seems like there's a new update. But, the closer, we get to this thing supposedly possibly impacting land or whatnot, it's starting to become more clear that we may dodge a bullet with, for the most part, with Hurricane Jose, but we're going to get into this article and see where if it could actually affect the U.S. in any way at all. Now, in the newest forecast, says tropical storm Jose expected to strengthen the Bermuda Triangle may come close to the U.S. East Coast. So, it is supposed to re-strengthen. I think at the very worst, it was going to be around a level 1 hurricane. So, I mean, it's not a super powerful hurricane, but the article goes on to say Jose is finishing a clockwise loop in the western Atlantic, well south of Bermuda. High surf and rip currents will affect the U.S. East Coast, the Bahamas, Bermuda, and north coast of Puerto Rico and Hispaniola into next week. Now, the major risk with this storm is it is still projected to mostly at least stay off the coast into the Atlantic, but there is a possibility that its bands, its outer bands, could still hit the East Coast, bringing rain, possibly flooding. But more importantly, they're really pushing the rip currents, and the rip tides, possibilities, the dangerous rip currents and rip tides. So keep an eye on that, because it says rip currents will increase along the U.S. East Coast through the weekend into early next week. So it also says direct impacts from Jose are possible along the U.S. East Coast next week. Now, mostly it looks like it's just going to be the outer bands, so it looks like it's just going to be, probably 40, 50 mile an hour winds, rain, rip currents, possible storm surge. So, at the very least, it looks like we may dodge a bullet as far as a direct impact. But it says also goes on to say Jose is currently located just 360 miles northeast of the Bahamas and is moving northwest between 5 and 10 mile an hour. So you can see this was its update at 11 a.m. Jose is showing signs of becoming a better organized and is expected to attain hurricane strength once again by Friday night. An Air Force Hurricane Hunters plane will investigate Jose midday Friday to obtain a better wind speed estimate. Jose will generally track northwestward on Friday before turning north this weekend. This will bring Jose closer to warmer waters, which should allow it for a gradual intensification. It is supposed to grow stronger, but again, turn back into a hurricane. And as you can see here, it's supposed to strengthen up to 90 mile an hour winds at least by Sunday. But by the time it's supposed to affect the East Coast in any way possible, it's supposed to be down to 70 mile an hour winds, which it still could cause devastation and destruction, especially if it brings some wind. So right now it's looking like Atlantic City, Nantucket, up into possibly even the Boston area. Parts of the New York area might see rain at the very least from tropical, will probably be a hurricane force storm at that point, Jose. So, I mean, it looks like it may impact the East Coast a little bit, but as far as right now, it doesn't look like it's going to impact us directly. It looks like mostly rain. The rip currents and the rip tides, though, is the major factor. So if you are going to be on the East Coast, be on the watch out for those, and stay updated on possible, deadly rip currents and tides, because they're not anything to mess with. It may look decent, when you go out in the water. Next thing you know, you're stuck in a rip current, rip tide, and that's it. It's right now the current wave heights, as you can see here, at least around Jose, are about 14.4 feet, and And there's also, you can see the purple area here, which it indicates that it's possibly 24 to 30 foot waves, um, you know, towards the center of the eye of the storm. But as you can see along the coast right now, it's relatively, 3 foot to, 4.9 foot along the coast right now. So again, I just wanted to give a quick update on where it's possibly going. Its projections change every day, but as of right now, it looks like we may get hit, briefly on the East Coast up and towards the Atlantic City area, New Jersey and Delaware, Boston, that type of area. So, be on the lookout for that. It looks like we may get hit, like I said, just on the East Coast, but its projections could change. It could move further inland. We don't know yet. We really don't know with this storm. So just keep an eye out on this and be sure if you're going to be on the beach anywhere along the East Coast to check out for, the current updates on rip tides or the rip currents because they are deadly, they are dangerous. So, and they are warning that could actually be the major factor with this storm. So, keep an eye on that, and I'm gonna keep you updated if anything changes. So, again, I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching the videos and supporting the channel. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Peace.